Hi there, I hope all is well. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to give you guys kind of a behind the scenes of my Etsy shop because I actually just recently got one of my biggest orders ever for a huge batch of bumblebee chapstick bags, which you'll see a lot in this video. From this water bottle, I use a lot every day actually. And if it weren't for this, I kid you not, I would have chap lips every single day because I always lose my chapsticks and I never remember which pocket of which purse they're in. So me using this water bottle every single day just really helps me with keeping my chapstick bag on me at all times, and anytime I have chap lips, I don't have to go digging anywhere. It is right there. So it's very handy and I love it. So her getting 19 was just so exciting. And I actually already made them, which I'm gonna show you in a sec. So today is packaging day and shipping day. So I'm gonna show you that towards the end of the video, obviously, but please enjoy this video of my prep for the fabrics and everything, and then the process throughout that, and then what it's going to look like at the end. I also wanted to give you just a little sneak peek of one of them, and then I'll show you the 19 after. Here is a bumblebee chapstick bag. I think they're so cute. Literally, look at that. And I love how small they are. I don't know, I literally think they're the cutest thing ever, and they turn heads. I kid you not. The amount of times I go out just with that thing, and this is an old one. I need to get myself a better one, make myself a new one. And people ask, like, where did you get this? Like, oh my gosh, I need one of these. And then I'm like, my Etsy shop. So definitely consider getting one of these, not just because I'm trying to promote like myself or whatever, but genuinely, they help a lot. Like even my mom always sees it, and she's gonna be ordering a couple now and seeing if any of her coworkers need some. Cause us girlies never wanna go around with chap lips, duh. So yeah, definitely think about it. But anywho, enjoy this video. Okay, let's get started. So here's actually kind of the demo of the chapstick bag, and I actually needed to use it, so there it is. And I am just sitting up and putting everything down for the ironing because most of the fabrics that I have come folded in a way, and so I need to make sure that they're all nice and straight and flat for me to cut, which is actually going to be the second step of today's order. And so here I am trying to find as many bumblebee fabric strips as I can because I'm going to be using that for the chapstick bags, and even small strips like that one are really helpful because I do need to cut little small rectangles, which you'll see later in the video when I'm at my cutting part. But anywho, so here I'm grabbing this little box which has all the measurements for me, which is really nice. And so I think I literally wrote all the measurements down like 5 years ago, and I still use it and put it in that thing. Oh, and here are the scrunchies. Here's some demo scrunchies. They were kind of halfway done, and I think I'm gonna finish them up and give them to my girlfriends. And here is another chapstick bag, I guess like promo or pre-done, with one of my favorite fabrics. It's like the preppiest, cutest thing ever. But anywho, so I love this box. I'm not even kidding, because every time I open it up, it is like ultimate girly in a box. And I love it because I love my pinks and my flowers and everything. And as you can see, it's just all very bright colors. So it's like my favorite thing ever to open that box. But anywho, now we're gonna get into ironing, which I'm really excited about because I don't know, I just am. So just lining everything up, and then here we go. And while I was ironing, I was listening to music, as you can tell. I had my girly playlist, which is one of my faves. Oh, and then here's more fabric actually, because I assumed that I would need more. I was kind of mentally doing like the calculations on how many I would be able to produce with what I already had, and I was like, no, I need more. So it's a bit tricky to open. Like that sticky thing is really sticky, like the sticker that holds it all together. But anywho, so as you can see, it comes really folded, which, you know, is not the biggest problem in the world or issue or whatever. But it does kind of require me to iron. And then I realized I was low on water because I like to steam it. And so here we go, back to ironing. And I think that these 4, maybe that was 5 strips, are everything. But anywho, so yeah, there they are. And oh, and I also have to tell you about the Incredibles. So my mom has this over her bed. Oh gosh, we need to dust. But she has this over her bed, and I'll explain that little purple thing too. Because our family loved the Incredibles when we were younger, and I don't even remember where she got those little figurines. I think it was given to her, and so she just put it over her bed because our family kind of likes to think that we're like the Incredibles because I'm the older sister. I have a younger brother. My mom is practically Elastigirl, and my dad is very much Bob, just like the chillest guy ever. But anyway, and then that purple thing is every time we go to the south of France, which is pretty much every summer, we have this like little tradition of buying the little lavender packs in our neighborhood that we go to, because we actually have a place in the south of France. And so in the town that we live in France, there's like this super cute, quaint, like old town section that sells these lavender bags, and my mom just absolutely loves it and loves to put them above her bed or on her pillow or something. It has to be around her bed because I guess it makes her bed smell good. So yeah, I just had to show you because I was actually ironing on my parents' bed because my bed is like mid height, and so it would just be very uncomfortable for me to like bend over. Anywho, so here I am now cutting, and my girlfriends were texting me in the middle of me doing this. But yeah, I just needed to cut everything. I'm first working on my mini rectangles, which are super cute. I don't know, I just love anything small, like teeny weeny things. Like I just love teeny tiny things. So here they are, as you can see. And so I'm trying to line them up, and since this order is 19, I need, what would that be? I guess 38. Yeah, this is 38. And so they're actually doubled on top of each other. They're layered, so I had to count them by twos. Anywho, again, doing kind of like the calculations. Every time I pause and like do the mental math, that's what's going on. And then here are the little squares. They're so small. I had to show you guys. But anywho, okay. And then here is me continuing, but now I'm actually going to be cutting the long strips. So for the chapstick bags, there's two main parts to it, which are the mini rectangles and then the very thin, skinny, but long rectangles. And I also had to show you this part because every time I order this fabric, the very end has this like little white strip, but it's like fluffy on the end. It's so cute. I don't know if you can see on the bottom left of the corner, it's like fluffy. I'm just obsessed. I don't know. I think it's so cute, and I always have to like run my finger over it. But anywho, here are the rectangles, which is super exciting that I finished. It actually didn't take as long as I thought. And so here's everything. And now I just need to clean up and get ready for sewing, which I am going to do in a second after I clean everything up. But that was the prep work. And then of course I have to kind of shake everything off. I went to the garbage for that. And yeah, now I'm done with all the necessary supplies pretty much for cutting and ironing. I don't think I'm going to need this box tomorrow. I think I'm just going to need my sewing machine, which I'll do downstairs. But anywho, on to sewing. Okay, so now here is the next day. That's why a different outfit change. And also this was over the span of 3 days. So that's why I literally had 3 different outfits. But I had to prepare the sewing downstairs on our dining room table. And I don't know if you see the American and French flag, but my mom, I don't even know where she got those flags, but we have had that little decoration piece for the longest time, and I wanted to include it in the video because I just think it's so darling. And so yeah, so I'm just setting everything down, preparing for the sewing, and there are the pieces that I prepared yesterday. And actually, funny enough, I plugged this in and I didn't include it in the video, but it took me so long to figure out how to turn it on again. like you just saw me turn it on, but there was probably like 2 minutes of me like stalling and like having a total mental like space out because I literally could not figure out how to turn it on, and I forgot you had to turn on the little button on the side. So yeah, but anywho, so now we are starting to sew everything, and first I work on the little rectangle squares, which you can see on the bottom right. They're stacked kind of on top of each other. And then I forgot my scissors in the box, and so I grabbed it. And I think I've said in another video, but those scissors are actually from my late grandmother on my mom's side. So my Turkish French grandmother, I don't even know when or how she gave it to us, but that is passed down. And so I just love using the scissors because the sewing machine is my other grandma's, from my other grandma, from my dad's side, so my Brazilian grandma, and then these scissors are from my French Turkish grandma. So I just love to have my grandmas in my little business. I think it's just so sentimental and sweet. So yeah, I just love using both of them. But here are all the little carabiner parts. I don't know what you would call that part, like where I would create the loop. That is these little stringy thingies, and then I had to cut off all the strings. Anywho, now I'm lining up the main part of the chapstick bag, which are the rectangles, but I have to fold them on top of each other, kind of like inside out, if you will. And a lot of sewing, actually, I learned this when I was sewing. I didn't realize this, but a lot of sewing is sewing things inside out first and then turning it right side in, which I thought is so interesting. So that's why it looks like the fabric is like turned on the wrong side. But anywho, this is kind of the process, and
I absolutely love the sewing. And actually, in fact, I think that bowl in front of us, the like blue turquoisey bowl, is from Turkey as well. So I don't know if anybody even really cares about my family heritage, but yes, my grandma is originally from Turkey, and she met and fell in love with my French grandfather, and they moved to this town called Chambly, where they had my mom. And then my mom came here in her 20s to study at UCSF, I believe. She was a biochemist, I think it was, so she was getting her PhD. And then my dad came here when he was, I believe, 19 or 20 as well, from Brazil, but he didn't know a lick of English, and just, you know, worked from the bottom up, which is just so amazing. But anywho, I wanted to also go back to this part of the sewing, which is what I'm doing right now. Like, you're probably like, what the heck am I doing? So that bottom piece that's open right now is called like the bobbin area, or at least the little metal thing I had showed you that's sitting on the bottom is called the bobbin. And so when sewing, there's actually two main pieces of thread that you're sewing with. It's not the one. There's one coming from the bottom, which is that section that I'm inserting in right now. And then there's also the one on the top. So I have to make sure they're both like pulled to the back. And so the bottom one ran out. And so that's why I needed to hook it up to that little thing on the top of the sewing machine, because I needed to fill it up with more string again. So that was that process. But anywho, now I finished it, which was so great. So all of these are done. I just now need to cut off the extra little carabiner clip part, which you'll see in a sec, and the bottom little phrase. So that's this part. So we got to cut that little thing off. And it's going to look like a straight rectangle with the little fray things on the bottom. And then I also cut the corners. I didn't show that part, but I did. And I always think that those little frays are so cute. Anywho, so then here's a little cleanup part. I do not like to work in a messy area, so I needed to clean everything up. And then here they are. Okay, actually, I kind of forgot to film this part because I think my camera died. But at this point, I had turned them inside out, and then I ironed them straight down. And so this part is just me sewing them to become the chapstick bag. And I didn't want to share, or I didn't show too much of this part because I realized like you can't really see much because unfortunately my right hand is in the way. So, oh well, but that's how it ended up being. And so I needed to test out the first one, and it worked. So I was so excited. And I did not realize the yellow was so bright. I forgot how bright the yellow is. But anywho, there they are. And I just absolutely love them. So yeah. Okay, and then I had to clean up and put everything away for the next day, which was actually the first segment of this video I was filming, where I was going to package, which you shall see in a sec. And I actually forgot some pieces that I needed to put into my sewing machine, which I accidentally forgot to do before I put the wrapper on it, the cover on it. But yeah, I just absolutely love these flags. We usually put it in our backyard, but they're just so cute.
Okay, so now I am actually going to package and ship everything out. And yes, I did change. It's actually the same day as the intro to this video, but I decided I'm gonna go on a little hot girl walk after I drop off the package at the post box or mailbox. Why did I say post box? Sorry. So come watch me fulfill this order. I just found 20 pounds when I'm trying to look for some info that I need to send this out. But isn't that so funny? Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And there's actually a little story with the $20 20-pound bill that I just showed you, which was that my neighbor, who's this woman from Sweden, she's older, she's probably like 60 or 70 something. We love her, and she's kind of like our little Swedish grandmother. My mom and I love her, and so we always go over to her house. She always comes over to our house. And when she heard about my first solo trip, which was to London from the south of France, I think it was for 5 days, she was so excited for me and ended up loving London. It's my favorite city on earth. And so she gave me that $20 bill as a little gift for my travel. So I thought that was so cute and so sweet, but I ended up not even spending it because I didn't want to. I thought that was just so sweet, and I just didn't want to spend it, so I still have it. She actually doesn't know that, but I don't know, I just thought it was so sentimental and I could not spend it. But anywho, that's the story with the bill. Just had to count them all just to make sure, triple check. I've actually probably counted like 20 times now, but I just wanted to make sure. 19 cute little bumblebee chapstick bags. Look how cute that is. It's like a little candle. I just wrote her a little thank you card. I really try and write it for every single one, especially those that make really large orders. So thank you so much to this person, and I'll actually read it to you if you guys want. I said, "Dear, thank you so much for your purchase of 19 bumblebee chapstick bags. I hope you like them as much as I loved making them. God bless, Victoria." So I just printed it. I can't show you. Printed my package. And so now I'm gonna insert my little thank you card. The actual product, of course. 2 little Hershey's Kisses, because that is in every single order. Yay! So it's super cute how it bulges like that. But now we're gonna go and drop it off at the post office, which is actually a walking distance. So post office, post box. Why do I keep saying post box? Mailbox. Hi, can you please check this? Sure. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. So I just dropped off the package at the post office because unfortunately the package was so chunky that I could not put it through the mailbox thingy, the slit. And I thought that every post box had a, like, what do you call it? Like an opening box part, but I guess it didn't. I looked so dumb. Everybody probably like driving by was like, what the heck? So yeah, but that's it. So now I'm gonna head home. I actually don't have time to go on a walk because I have a game tonight, and I'll explain what that is once I'm home. But yeah. Okay, I'm back, and like I said, I couldn't put the package through the little slit of the post box, so I ended up just going to the post office instead and dropping it off there. And she actually helped me with more packaging that I guess it needed, so I'm very thankful to that lady at the post office who helped me out. And then I also had to say, like, today was such a beautiful day. I mean, I see obviously outside it's sunny and such, but like the weather was just absolutely beautiful. The California weather is finally coming back. As most people don't know, Northern California actually has seasons, whereas Southern California is always like the beach time weather vibe, or at least way more than NorCal. Like, we actually do get very cold in the winters and such, and so we've been kind of having to deal with that, and now it's finally like transitioning into summer, which is really exciting. So honestly, I think I'm a little overdressed because I'm very warm right now. But yes, so that was my order, and the reason why I also didn't go on a walk is actually tonight I'm going to a Giants game with some girlfriends, which is really exciting because it's actually seniors night. So they're gonna be commemorating us and remembering us, which is really, really sweet. Gosh, I can't wait to see all my peers there. Unfortunately though, I didn't get like the senior bundle, which is like for my school. They had like a certain like experience ticket, if that makes sense. Like, I think you get into like the box for that, for the school. And I unfortunately didn't know if I was gonna commit yet or not, so then it sold out, unfortunately. But then I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just go in the bleachers with my girlfriends and such, and one of them is actually bringing her fiance, so it's gonna be a really great day, great evening. But that's why I kind of had to wrap everything up pretty quickly because I didn't know when I should leave yet. So I need to kind of figure that out. But sorry, a lot of rambling. All of this is to say, thank you so much for watching. If you did all the way to the end, that is pretty much what happens every time I have an order. And actually I now have 2 more, which is really exciting. That I have to do. Somebody just ordered chapstick bags again with the blue floral print, which I realize I don't have everything on my website, like all the different fabrics for the 2 different products that I have, which are scrunchies and chapstick bags, which by the way, I might be adding more in the future, we'll see. So if you see a type of fabric there, but you don't see it like in that product, like I might have like a pink scrunchie, but I don't have that pink for the chapstick bag, I can definitely make it. Just message me through Etsy and I will definitely make an accommodation. So yeah, thank you so much though for watching. If you did, again, it means the world that you guys support me and watch me. So I'm wishing you a blessed day. I'm praying for you. God bless. Bye.